Hey everyone, Fast Eddie here, and this video is going to be about how to shift gears smoothly on a motorcycle. So I'm just going to go over the absolute basics. So the easiest way I know how to explain it, as you're sitting on the bike, your left hand and your left foot, that's all shifting stuff. You have your clutch and the shift lever. Over on the other side, the right side, you have all your braking. Front brake, rear brake. So that's why motorcycling is pretty dangerous and requires a lot of coordination. You're doing something with both hands and both feet at the same time, and while you're riding, you can't look down to see what you're doing. So that being said, most bikes, so just assuming you already know, but just in case, you pull in the clutch all the way. If you go all the way down and it's not going down anymore, you're in first gear. And if you just go a half click up, just a half click, then you should be in neutral. So all the way down, you're in first gear. You're not going anywhere, pull the clutch in. Half click up, I release the clutch. Now I'm in neutral, the bike will just roll around everywhere. To know that while you're on the bike, if you're in neutral, of course, once you turn the key on, if you know you're in neutral, because the little green N will show up. By pulling the clutch, go down one, the light went away, now I'm in first gear. And this bike's pretty cool, it actually tells you what gear you're in. Pulling the clutch, half click up, you're neutral, gear 0. So to first get going. So if you wanted to take off and start to learn how to shift gears. So first you have to get going before you start shifting gears. So once you have the key on, you have the little engine cutoff switch, see that? Turn this thing on, the key's on, the bike is in neutral. So unless you have all three of those things done, the bike's in neutral, engine cutoff switch is on, the key is on, don't do anything else. So get those three things done. Once those three things are done, pull in the clutch all the way and just hit the start button. There we go. Now to start going, right, you see my bike lean over to the right, down in first gear. Now the clutch, once you start releasing the clutch, eventually it's going to start to catch and start to give power to the rear wheel, and that's where you're going to go. So as you can see, right now it's all the way in. That's like a whole inch away. I didn't even start to move yet. Okay, about 1.5 inches. Now I start to move. So every single bike is different, and you can adjust to where this place is at. So some bikes you have to release it almost all the way to start going. That's why you have adjustable levers, either with the actual clicker numbers like this, or if you pull this rubber piece back. Another way to adjust on your bike, if you see, you pull this thing all the way back and then you have the slider right here. So if you just unscrew it, and then this little big thing, this big one right here that's spinning, that's just to tighten it down. But you screw it down all the way, you can adjust this in or out. That'll also change the place of how close the part of the bike actually starts to go. Another way to feel it, if you pull it in, you can walk. And then once you start to release it, if you can't push anymore, very slowly, that's where you also know where the friction zone is at. That's where you need to memorize. That is one of the most important things for slow speed maneuvering. Where it's not in and out, you're not doing this with the clutch, it's just you find the point and that's all you're doing, millimeters. All right, so like I said, make sure all three things are good. So my engine cutoff switch is on the down position, my key is on, my bike's not neutral. So I pull in the clutch, I lift it up very softly. If you go too far, see you're in second gear, third gear, second gear, just keep on messing with it. There you go, now you're in neutral. Once you're in neutral, pull the clutch all the way in, start it up. Now since the bike's in neutral, I can let go of the clutch if I want to. I'm not gonna go anywhere. So to start going, pull in the clutch, kick it down one time, and I recommend keeping your feet on the ground for as long as you want. You don't have to give it any gas. Just holding on to once you start to ease it out, I'm just walking the bike. There's no throttle whatsoever. Once you start getting your speed up enough to where you want to start going, now is when we have shifting gears. So to shift gears, you want to do everything with your clutch first, shift everything done first, before you do anything with the throttle. So whenever you want to shift gears, say you're cruising in first gear, you first have to take away the throttle. And I'll show you why in a second. So you take away the throttle, you roll off the throttle, you give it no more gas. Once you do that, pull in the clutch and kick it one time up. I'm not saying going really soft because you just might go from first to neutral, but give it a good whack. Go to first to second, ease the clutch back out very slowly. Once all this is done on the left hand side, then you give it gas. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Start to go. Very slowly. Okay, I'm going. I want to switch gears to second. So first thing, no more gas. I pull in the clutch, lift up all the way, ease out the clutch slowly, then I get back on the gas. I'll turn back around. So going from first to second. I'm in first gear, clutch is pulled in, slowly start to ease it out. A lot of people do this. If you let it out too fast, that's exactly what's going to happen. So everything is slow motion. You want to be a really in control, well-rounded rider. Slow your hands down. If you do anything fast with the throttle, with the brake, releasing the clutch, if you do anything jumpy or jerky, the bike is going to react just as fast as your hands move. So if you want your bike to move slowly, in control, and you control the pace, just slow your hands down. Pull in the clutch, slowly start to go. Maybe a little bit of gas, tiny bit. Okay, now I'm going, my feet are up. I want to switch to second. Pull in, lift it up, and slowly ease out the clutch. Now I'm in second gear. So before you ever start shifting, no more gas. So I want to take off. I want to go in first gear. I want to try to switch to second gear, but I am not going to release the throttle before I start doing the shifting stuff. And you'll see what happens. So if you don't roll off the throttle, if you don't take away the throttle, and you just pull in the clutch, the RPMs are gonna just rev up really fast. And if you let go of the clutch when the RPMs are revved up, you could do all kinds of crazy stuff. So make sure, first thing you do, you wanna shift gears, no more gas. Then do everything with shifting. Pull in the clutch, lift up, slowly, and whatever you think you're doing with your hands, go 5 times slower than what you think. Slowly release the clutch. Then the last thing you do is get back on the gas. So this is the first and last thing you do. First thing you do, no more gas. Do all your shifting, then you go back to your gas. To stop the bike or to go from first gear to second gear, same process. And then if you're going back down, it's the exact same thing. If you're going from third to second, no more gas, pull in the clutch. Now you just kick it down one. Slowly, slowly, slowly release the clutch. Back on the gas. It's the exact same process, upshifting or downshifting. Check it out. If you're going from third gear to second gear, just like I did, so you release the throttle, you pull in the clutch, you kick it down one time, you slowly release the clutch, and then you get back on the gas. The whole thing with rev matching and blipping the throttle, that's usually people do that if they're trying to learn how to do that. There's really no need to learn how to do that for like a while. Really get good at having slow hands. So blipping the throttle, rev matching, is just because if you just downshift and you're going faster and you just downshift and release the clutch, now the rear wheel is going to be slower than the engine's being. The rear tire might start to hop or do all kinds of craziness. So you raise the RPM for a little bit to match it. But how about you just slow down the bike enough in the first place, by the time you release the gear, say you're going from 4th to 3rd, by the time you actually release the gear, you're already slowed down enough where it's matched in the first place. You don't have to rev match it. Does that make sense? But either way, the basics of shifting. You're cruising, right? You see the little throttle? So you're cruising, whatever gear. You want to upshift. So first, no more gas. Part 2, you pull in the clutch. Part 3, you lift up one time, nice and good. Part 4, you slowly ease out the clutch. And the last thing you do is finally then get back on the gas. If you want to downshift, you're cruising in 5th gear, you want to go to 4th gear. Step 1, no more gas. Step 2, pull in the clutch. Step 3, downshift one time. Step 4, release the clutch slowly, and then get back on the gas. That's just if you're going one gear at a time. Let's say I'm going to go in 3rd gear, and I'm going to take off, and that black truck up ahead, I want to stop there because that's a stop sign. You do not have to downshift second, downshift first, and release the clutch each time. Just pull in the clutch. It doesn't matter what gear you're in. You could be in 6th gear. Pull in the clutch. As long as you just keep on kicking it down, you get to gear whatever you want. So I'm going to take off and try to get to 4th gear, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I upshifted each time. You saw my throttle hand, no more gas. Once that happens, almost at the same time, I'm pulling in the clutch. You see my hands? No more gas, pulling the clutch. No more gas, pulling the clutch. Every time, that's what you do. I got up to 4th gear and I came to a stop. Just pull in the clutch and just keep on kicking down. If all this stuff doesn't work, you know you're always in 1st gear because you can't kick down anymore. I can't kick down anymore. I know I'm in 1st gear. Another way to test, I can't see anything. I'm trying to rock the bike. See, I can't go anywhere because it's in 1st gear. But if I pull in the clutch and just go a half click up, very slowly, half click, I release the clutch. Now I could push the bike around because guess what? I'm in neutral. It's 1st gear, 2nd gear, 3rd gear, 4th gear, 5th gear, maybe 6th gear for some bikes. But in between 1st and 2nd is neutral. So if all this stuff is broken, you don't have any lights, you don't have anything. You could be blind and you could jump on a bike and figure out if the bike is in neutral or not. The first thing, if you want to put the bike in 1st gear, pull in the clutch, go all the way down. If it's not going down anymore, release the clutch. If you're not going anywhere, you're in 1st, and you know you are. You could have pure confidence knowing what gear you're in. You should not rely on the technology to tell you what gear you're in. You should know. If I pull in the clutch, upshift, or not upshift, but slowly go up, half click. If I release the clutch now if I start rolling, I know 100% I am neutral right now. There's no doubt. It doesn't matter if I'm looking at anything. Don't rely on the technology. So one more time. You want to start the bike up? Turn on the key. The bike's in neutral. The switch is on, because if not, you're not going to see anything. All 3 of those things are good. Once all 3 of those things are good, you pull in the clutch, start it up. Want to take off? I'm in 1st gear. Slowly. I start to move a little bit. Once I start to move a little bit, okay, give a little bit of gas. I want to upshift. No more gas. Pull in the clutch. Lift up one time. Ease the clutch back out. Slowly. Back on the gas. Now I'm in 2nd gear. Downshift. No more gas. Pull in the clutch. Downshift. And then release the clutch if you're not stopping like I was. So it doesn't matter if you're just starting to ride or you have 140,000 miles like me. I do the exact things I was just talking about. So I'm on the KTM. I'm not on my BMW where I don't have to use my clutch when shifting. So on the KTM, I pull in the clutch each time. I do everything exactly the same right now. It does not matter what your experience is. The only difference is the efficiency of how I do it. So if you can see my hands, I'm going, say, 1st gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. You could learn to go faster, moving your hands, but it's still the efficiency of the smoothness. You're not just going crazy and robotic and very twitchy. You could be efficient and still be smooth. Because being smooth, this is what it really means. If I put Lila on the back of my bike, I should make her feel like this bike is automatic. That's what being smooth means. She should not feel when I start to shift gears, if I'm starting to accelerate, when I start to get off the gas, when I start to brake. Everything should just be so slow. If you move your hands so slowly, the bike is going to feel like it's an automatic bike. That's what being smooth means. So when someone says be smooth on the controls, that is useless information. That is just, who cares? That does not mean anything. It's not practical. It's not relevant. It doesn't help you. It's not beneficial. But if you tell a rider, everything you're doing with your hands, go 5 times slower than what you're currently doing. With the throttle, slowly on, slowly off, 5 times slower than what you think. As you're applying the brakes, releasing the clutch, upshifting, downshifting. If you slow your hands down dramatically, the bike will be so much more in control. It will not surprise you. It will not freak you out. If you move your hands fast, the bike will respond just as fast. So if you can learn to stay relaxed, move slowly with your hands, you are far less likely to have anything happen crazy that you're not expecting, because you know what you're doing and you know how the bike will react, because you spend time in a parking lot practicing before you go out there on the public roads where there's everything else to deal with that's not in this lot currently. Does that make sense? So either way, upshifting, downshifting, I don't care how experienced you are, if you slow your hands down dramatically, you will have a better time to ride, especially if you take a passenger. Like passengers, like, oh, the passenger keeps on hitting their helmet to my helmet. It's all the passenger's fault. It's your fault. Maybe you're riding like this with the throttle. If you're doing this and really jumpy, the bike's going to be bouncing up and down. If you're shifting gears and going all crazy, if the bike is bouncing up and down, the suspension is going crazy, your passenger feels like they're riding a bucking bronco, it is your fault. You're the rider. You want to make all that go away, literally slow your hands down. Slow down the movement of what you are doing when you are pulling in the clutch, when you are releasing the clutch, when you are accelerating, decelerating, just as slow, if not slower. Getting on the brakes, even like before a corner, you get on the brakes. Before you start the corner, don't just release the brakes, slowly get off everything is slow motion, both directions. It's a bell curve. Clutch, throttle, brake, whatever you're doing, you slowly get it on or pull it in, or whatever you're doing, then you slowly get it off. Slow hands make happy riders. That's the easiest way to explain any of this stuff. Move your hands slowly and you'll not have any trouble. So I hope this made sense. I only got out of the way before this lady kills me, because she obviously doesn't realize this place is locked right now. Oh, there you go. She's turning around. But I hope this made sense. And again, this is not just for very beginner riders. I broke it down in such a way to where it could be interpreted as beginner riders. However, if you already have 50,000 miles under your belt and you listen to this video and really think about what I'm saying with your hands and the little analogy I gave with the passenger, I make Lila believe if she jumps on this bike that her bike automatically became an automatic. Like, there's no shifting. Everything is so slow and controlled, right? There's no suspension, there's no bouncing. It's not jerky. All those things are symptoms of your hands going way too fast. Of course, I didn't mention a lot of stuff, not having tight arms, bending your arms, keeping them relaxed, everything relaxed, eyes up, etc., etc., etc. This is just shifting and controlling the bike, because what do you have to do 1,000 times a day? Shift up, shift down, stop. These are constant things you have to do. So if you're doing it nonstop in an incorrect or jerky way, you're just practicing being jerky, and you're going to be really good at being jerky. However, if you pay more attention to what you're doing, try to make the bike slow, try to make the bike suspension not move whenever you're doing anything with your hands, that's when you start to get beyond a basic rider and start to go into a new level of riding where you're actually becoming so proficient, everything is smooth, and that actually makes sense to you now, because now you know how to do it and what that actually means. I hope this made sense, everybody. Feel free to comment below, and thanks for watching.